Emergency, test of democracy. Against the backdrop of the oppressive June heat, the political climate peaked on 25th June 1975. The country was placed under a state of emergency on this day by Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. The dark period of emergency was experienced by India for the first time after independence. Many significant events occurred in the nation during the emergency, which lasted for more than a year and a half. On one hand, the constitutional rights of the citizens were suspended, and on the other hand, the freedom of the press was also suspended. But why was an emergency imposed in the country, and what changes came in the country after the emergency? If we go through the pages of the past, it is known that the election results of 1971 brought Mrs. Gandhi to the court of law, while the protest going on all over the country had increased Indira Gandhi's troubles. In fact, in the 1971 election, Mrs. Gandhi defeated her socialist rival Raj Narayan from the Raebareli seat by a margin of more than 1,11,000 votes. Raj Narayan challenged the election result and filed a petition in Allahabad High Court. Hearing the case, High Court Judge Jagmohan Lal Sinha on 12 June 1975 rejected the election result and declared Raj Narayan the winner and also terminated Mrs. Gandhi's Lok Sabha membership. But Indira Gandhi challenged the High Court's decision in the Supreme Court, although on 24 June 1975, Justice V.R. Krishna Iyer upheld her disqualification but allowed her to remain in office until her appeal was resolved. On the other end of the story, protests were going on across the country. Jayaprakash Narayan or JP was away from the current politics, but with the changing times, JP once again joined the mainstream politics and blew the trumpet of a new movement in the country. And with this, the protesting voices from other states of the country gathered in the capital Delhi. Roaring at Ram Leela Maidan, JP proclaimed the line of Dinkar's famous poem, "Singhasan khali karo ki janta aati hai." On the other hand, Indira Gandhi, sitting in Prime Minister's residence, was looking for a way to deal with these challenges. Her son Sanjay Gandhi, Law Minister Hariram Gokhale, and the then Chief Minister of West Bengal, Siddharth Shankar Ray, was present with her in this meeting. After deep consultations, Mrs. Gandhi took a decision that was not even known to the cabinet, and this decision was to impose an emergency. Mrs. Gandhi reached Rashtrapati Bhavan at midnight, and with this, the date of 25th June 1975 was recorded in black letters in Indian history. When President Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed, acting on the advice of Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, declared an emergency under Article 352, Clause 1 of the Constitution. The next morning, after the declaration of emergency, there was an earthquake in the country, where the streets of the capital were crowded with people. Today there was silence there because after the declaration of emergency, more than 1 lakh protesters and critics of the government, including almost all the opposition leaders, were arrested under the Internal Security Maintenance Act and Defence of India rules. The media, which is called the fourth pillar of democracy, also appeared helpless during this period. Restrictions were also imposed on the freedom of media. During that time, the press was closed with immediate effect. News was published only after censorship, and journalists from all over the country were also arrested. However, after a dark period, the country saw a new sun, and the emergency ended on 21st March 1977. And in the general elections held that year, the public showed the Congress party the way out. On 23rd March 1977, Morarji Desai became the Prime Minister of the country at the age of 81. This was the first non-Congress government formed after 30 years of independence. The emergency ended, but it left behind many unanswered questions. This step also emphasized the importance of protecting democratic principles, protecting civil liberties, and ensuring a strong system of checks and balances. This dark period also gave a new birth to the debate on the role of the judiciary, freedom of media, and the limits of executive power in a democratic society. However, after the emergency, there were some amendments in the Indian Constitution which can be seen from a positive perspective, in which the addition of words like socialist, secular, and integrity in the preamble of the Constitution and the inclusion of fundamental duties in the Constitution are some such examples. And in this way, 25th June 1975 was recorded in black letters in the pages of history. So friends, this story ends here in today's episode. We will meet again in a new episode with a new story. Till then, Jai Hind. For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.